In today's video, we're going to be talking about French women's top 5 tips to lose weight simply and naturally. And the reason that I'm sharing this subject and talking about this is because I just finished reading French Women Don't Diet, and I've read that book probably 100 times already. And if you're watching this video, that means that you've read the same book and you love it just as much as I do. So in that book, there are so many amazing suggestions and tips that you can use. But I found that it was a little difficult for me sometimes to incorporate certain things as an American, because I'm like you. I love France. I've been to France. I have lots of friends in France. I love the cuisine. I love the couture. Et je parle français. So in this video, we're not going to be speaking French. This is not a French video. This is a video that's just going to be in English. So I hope you enjoy it. So welcome back to my channel, and if you haven't had the opportunity to subscribe as of yet, then go on and click on the red button to subscribe. Then after you subscribe, make sure that you also click on the bell, because when my videos are released weekly, you alert that my video has just came out and you will be able to run over and see it. So let's dive right in. French women's top 5 tips for losing weight simply and naturally. First one, which is something that I absolutely love. French women, they cook with the freshest of ingredients. And some of those ingredients are well chosen and they are in season. For example, they will cook with leeks, they will cook with turnips, and they will also make sure that they use a variety of greens, like your frisee greens. They cook with a variety of entrees. So entrees that are just exciting, entrees that you want to dive into and that has not only an amazing sound but also tastes great as well. So foods like braised chicken with tomatoes and olives, doesn't that sound amazing? Or foods like salmon with lentils and a herb butter sauce. If you just think about all those ingredients, they're really easy in themselves, but they sound so fabulous. And they may sound difficult for you, I don't know. It all depends if you're a cook or not. Second top tip that helps French lose weight simply and naturally. French women, they walk everywhere. Now, granted, if you live in the south of France or you live in the countryside, you may not walk as a person who live in the city. There's lots of trains, there's a metro, there's the lots of buses, and taxes are a killer. So is trying to look for a park. So a lot of times it's so much easier to take public transportation than it is to try and think about where you can park your car. So that may be out of the question. But if you live in the suburbs, this is what you can do instead if you can't walk everywhere like in the city. If you don't have a sidewalk, walk along the grass or maybe even the edge of the curb, but not exactly in the street, because you don't want to get hit by a car either. But when you're walking, make sure there's somewhere that you're comfortable and that's a route that you enjoy. And that's how you make it sustainable. That's how you make it enjoyable. So if you're someone who loves walking through nature, then choose a walking path that includes nature. If you are close to the beach and you love looking at the lake or you love looking at water, then choose a route close to the water. If you prefer walking and looking at homes, and maybe you live in an area where there's such beautiful homes, then choose that type of an area where you can walk and look at homes. The third thing that helps French women to lose weight simply and naturally, eat when they're hungry. Eating when you're hungry. After you went for 16 hours of not eating overnight, your body is naturally hungry and it wants sustenance. Some women can wake up early in the morning and not have breakfast at all. But at some point during the day, you're going to start craving food and you're going to get hungry. So if that's the case, make sure that you're eating when your cycle, your system, your body tells you that it's time to be nourished. Because what happens if you don't eat when that window arrives, you'll start to get a headache, or you'll get agitated, or you start to get irritable. Tip number 4. Moderation is key to a French woman's losing weight, and simply and naturally. Things I really love about French women is that they enjoy wine, but they don't drink wine with the intent of like a casual glass. Or let's say you call one of your dear friends and you're chatting with a glass of wine in your hand, but there's no food, or at least if there is, it's just very little. Well, French women, in order to lose weight simply and naturally, they do have their wine, but wine is food for them. So drinking a glass of wine to wind down is just not part of the culture. But when they do have a glass of wine, they always make sure that they have a glass of wine with lunch or with dinner, actually enhancing the flavors in the food. So you want to make sure that if you do enjoy drinking a glass of wine, that you do it in a very chic and elegant way. And that's how French women lose weight, simply and naturally. Tip number 5, when they cook, it's very simple and it's very rustic. Perfectly roasted chicken with lots of flavor. Or they may do something like a very impeccable green salad with an amazing vinaigrette. If you don't live in France, you can definitely apply my top 5 tips, how French women lose weight simply and naturally. If you finish this video and you've watched the entire thing all the way through, I want to invite you to a special training that's included with this link. So click on the link and it will show you how to regain your strut without counting calories. And that training will show you how to enjoy food and enjoy dining and how to get your strut back without counting calories. So I'm going to include that link with this video, and make sure you go on and click on it and watch it. And I'll see you there. And until our next time together, stay beautiful and healthy.